the projects proposed for submission for the State Allocation Board for funding under Proposition 2, as listed in agenda item number 4.34, and the attached proposed resolution. Are there any comments from the public on the proposed projects? Okay. There being no comments from the public on the proposed projects, the public hearing is now closed. Item 2.2, public hearing. Okay, and I'm opening the public hearing for the public disclosures requirements of AB 1200 for the certificated salary adjustment for the 2024-25 school year. Okay. Any comments pertaining to this item? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Okay, now we return back to our regular meeting. Okay. Item 3.1. For public comment, each speaker will be invited to the podium and should begin by stating his or her name and residing city. Board Bylaw 9323 states that individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board shall limit the total time for public comment input on each item to 15 minutes. With board consent, the president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentation depending on the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. The president may take a poll of speakers for or against a particular issue and may ask that additional persons speak only if they have something new to add. And as always, we want to assure you that as board members, we are listening. We listen to every comment. And just as a reminder, we cannot respond, but rest assured, we are listening. Okay. So the first one we have is Molly Green from Grand Terrace High School.
Fortunate to have Mr. Hovey as my assistant principal for several years at Grand Terrace High School. In the time I have known him, he consistently comes to work every day exhibiting solid leadership, kindness, and heart. It has always been clear that Mr. Hovey cares deeply about education, our school district, and all the students in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Edwin Delgado from the Office of Supervisor Joe Baca. Welcome.
Thank you. Edwin Delgado, Field Representative for Supervisor Baca. Good evening, Board, Board Vice President Flores, Superintendent Miranda. This is Edwin Delgado, and I'm here on behalf of 5th District Supervisor Joe Baca, Jr., and I'd like to introduce the 5th District Youth Advisory Council, a program that's now entering in its 3rd cohort. And this is a program that we're incredibly proud of. This council that we started 3 years ago brings together students from across the 5th District, juniors and seniors. And its purpose is to engage students in public service, develop leadership skills, and learn how county government directly impacts their lives and their neighborhoods. Our students aren't just showing up to these meetings, they're showing up for their communities. They've organized drives to support patients at ARMC, supported park openings, attended community events, and built meaningful relationships with our different county officials and leaders in our community. And I'd like to share some statements that some students shared, and one student recently shared, before the YAC, I didn't know the opportunities that existed in the county. Now I want to come back and work in public works to improve our roads and parks. Another student reflected that this program helped me realize that government isn't just about what we hear about, it's about what we can be part of. These are students right here from our community. They're young people discovering that they belong in places of leadership and decision making. And we are honored, and we would be honored to welcome students from across Colton Joint Unified to be part of this council. And as we are opening applications soon, we ask to keep an eye out on our social media to the community and to the parents and teachers and administrators out here in the board meeting and listening to us now. We invite you to keep an eye on our social media pages, and we will be reaching out to our different schools in our 5th district and our district officials. Our applications for our next cohort, 2025-26, is opening up shortly. Thank you again for your continued support. We truly appreciate the work of Colton Joint Unified School District for our students. Thank you all.
Thank you. Next speaker, Carrie George.
Hi, so I'm a parent. I've had 2 boys that attended Grand Terrace High School and also Terrace Hills Middle School, and they both had a pleasure of having Mr. Hovey. And he is a compassionate, honest, kind man, and I just think that he needs to be put back as a principal at Terrace Hills Middle School because he's the best, and that's why I'm here. That's from Matthew George and from Micah George. They both loved him a lot.
Thank you. Okay, my apologies if I mispronounce this. It's Ava Ferkness. Okay. Oh, hi. Hi, Ava. Okay, thank you. Welcome.
Good evening, District Board members. My name is Ava Fernkos, and I'm here to speak on behalf of Mr. Hovey. Mr. Hovey, or I had the pleasure of attending Terrace Hills Middle School my 8th grade year and 7th grade year. Mr. Hovey was our principal. He is one of the most personable administrators that I have ever had in my experience, elementary school, middle school, and high school. I remember I would reach out to him. I reached out to lots of my teachers, lots of my school administrators that I've had in the past about my marching band experience at high school. Mr. Hovey was always one to greet students in the morning. He would always ask them questions. He remembered things. He would always ask me about my marching band experiences. And I remember on several occasions, he would come to my high school marching band showcases just to show up and support. He was one of the only teachers and only administrators that would do that for me, and it really meant a lot. I remember I was with a group of friends, and we went to Knott's Berry Farm over summer break, and we ran into Mr. Hovey. He recognized us immediately. He shook our hands. He said hi. He remembered all of our names. He was asking us about how high school was going for us. He's just, like I said, one of the most personable administrators I've ever had in my experiences at school. Thank you for having me, and I really hope that Mr. Hovey will have the opportunity to come back to Terrace Hills Middle School as a principal.
Okay, next is Trevor.
Hello, District Board. My name is Trevor, and I'm here to speak for Mr. Hovey. That I really loved him as a principal, and I was really scared for middle school when I was coming in from 6th grade because I didn't know how I was going to be. I didn't know who my friends were, any of that. The minute I came, I saw Mr. Hovey in there greeting every single student, and ever since then, I've always had a good student-principal relationship with him. I can always feel like I can come to talk to him, even if I had a problem with another student or even just problems I had personally. Like Ava said, when we went to Knott's with a group, he recognized all of us, shook our hands, asked us how we were doing in high school, and he immediately recognized all of us, and it's something I didn't expect because principals see thousands of students every year, and I thought it was just going to be just another face to him. And sometimes I would end up in the office because I would do stuff I shouldn't have maybe done as a student that I do regret. Mr. Hovey would never make me feel like I was ever a bad student. He would come in there, let me talk it out with him, and I always just felt like I could be comfortable with telling him everything and just being an honest person with him. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next speaker, I can't read the name. It's the same last name, but, okay, sorry. What's Julia? Now I see it, okay, thank you.
So, thank you so much. I'm sorry, we just left a track meet that was at Grand Terrace, so they ran and we ran here. Good evening, board members and district and audience. My name is Julia Francos, and I have been with PTA at Colton Joint at the schools in Grand Terrace ever since my twins, I just spoke, were in kindergarten, all through elementary, all through middle school, and then I'm on school site council with the high school right now. So I'm very familiar with the schools. Previously, I worked 20 years in education as well. I do want to speak today about Mr. Hovey. Just to let you know, there was a post that was put up recently in support of Mr. Hovey, and many people commented on that post. I'm not going to read what they said, but everything was very positive. And I'm here to speak from experience in my relations with the schools and the principals and the staff. I actually worked with Mr. Boggs a little bit during COVID and before my twins were in middle school because they didn't have a PTSA. So I volunteered, even though my kids were not there to participate. I saw a huge difference once I entered into the middle school with my students. I was a little nervous at first because I had heard of, junior high culture. It's there. But a new principal was on board, so my kids attended middle school. And I want to tell you, from my experience as PTSA, direct involvement with Mr. Hovey and the school, my children, the teachers there, I feel like Mr. Hovey really had a heart for the students. So it took me by surprise when I heard he was leaving, and he didn't want to leave, from what I understood from my interactions with him on the PTSA. And it really made me wonder what was happening. Why was this happening? Mr. Hovey made his point of connecting with the students in the way that he could. He played the trumpet. So for those of you who don't know, he would stand out front every morning and play that trumpet. And one morning, I know I posted it on the parent site, not to embarrass him, but part of me said, oh yeah, I could never do that. But he showed up in an Incredibles costume with his trumpet. This is him engaging with the students and talking to them. And they loved it. They could come to school and be greeted every single morning by their principal. And that is amazing. My son spoke, and he didn't tell everything. He got in trouble a couple times, and he had to see Mr. Hovey. But he told me the way that Mr. Hovey interacted with him made him not feel like a bad kid, made him feel like he could come to his principal and talk to him when there was a problem. This is a principal who's been with this district quite a while, and from what I understand with education for over 30 years. For him to leave suddenly, and I don't know why, but I would ask the board to please look into this, please investigate, due diligence, and with integrity. Integrity means do it with all fairness, please. Thank you.
Next speaker. Campos, Ms. Campos.
Hello, everybody. My name is Vanessa Campos. I'm actually a graduate student from Grand Terrace High School and Terrace Hills Middle School. Pardon me if I mispronounce some words. I am deaf and hard of hearing. Good evening, council members. My name is Vanessa Campos, and I stand before you today to speak in support of a truly remarkable educator and leader, Mr. Hovey, who has made an extraordinary impact on not just me, but countless students in our community. I was fortunate enough to have Mr. Hovey as my principal in both middle school and later in high school. What I learned early on from him is that being a principal was more than just overseeing the daily operations of a school. It is about truly caring for each student, understanding their struggles, celebrating their success, and giving them the tools they need to succeed, not just academically, but in life. Mr. Hovey went out of his way to ensure that every single student felt seen and heard. He never once hesitated to offer support, whether it was a kind word in the hallway or just a simple conversation at the door. He understood that his purpose wasn't just to manage the school, it was to be an advocate for every child who walked through those doors. There were many times I, along with my classmates, found ourselves in challenging situations, whether that be struggling with personal issues, dealing with difficult schoolwork, or navigating the pressures that come with growing up. Mr. Hovey, he was just there. He took the time to make sure we were okay. He went above and beyond to make sure we got through it. His dedication it's just truly unremarkable. Like, this guy has got me through a lot. What makes Mr. Hovey stand out, not just his ability, but his heart. Wow, this is tough. He truly understands the value of building relationships and making sure no students feel left behind. He's an example of what it means to be a leader. I strongly believe that Mr. Hovey's legacy in our schools has set a standard for what it means to be an educator. He was more than a principal. He was a pillar of our community. His impact cannot be overstated, and I am grateful that he was a part of my educational journey. Lastly, I would just like to point out that today I have 2 items here with me. In this hand right here, I have earned the key to the city of Grand Terrace. In my other hand, I have an Olympic gold medal. Truly, if it wasn't for people like Mr. Hovey, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I really hope you guys reconsider giving him a good spot, because he was designated to be here and continue leading our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we reached the 15-minute mark, and with the board's consent, there we have 3 more on the same topic. Is it okay to move forward? Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Heather Roman.
Hello, honored board members. Thank you for hearing me today. My first interaction with Mr. Hovey was when I was in 7th grade. He was my band teacher. Now, I grew up poor and I wanted to play the saxophone, but the best my mom could do was a bass clarinet. And while I was taught to play the bass clarinet, it often went into the shop and my mom could ill afford to get it out. So Mr. Hovey took me aside and said, hey, we have this wonderful program and we can lend you an instrument. And he went through each of the instruments and he helped me pick out the baritone. And he helped me find my passion. And while you may say, hey, you know, any band teacher would have done the same, you'd be wrong, because my next teacher was Mr. Gonzalez and he made me quit. But I then saw Mr. Hovey once again when my kids entered Grand Terrace High School, my children. He was a vice principal, and I had to reintroduce myself to him because, well, a lot of years have passed and a lot of changes have happened. But I reached out to him and I said, hey, I was your student, and I am so happy to see you here. And he greeted me and he said, well, how did the rest of your journey go? You know, he was very open and honest. And then, unfortunately, my youngest son, when going into Grand Terrace, he got into some trouble. And he felt like a monster. He secluded himself. He wouldn't talk to anybody, nobody at all. Not his family, not his friends. And I don't know what Mr. Hovey said to him, and I wish I did, but I still don't know to this day. But all of a sudden, he started talking again. He started holding his head up high. He started interacting with people. And while I was super sad when he left Grand Terrace High School, I could not be sad for him because he got to be a principal, and that was his goal. I just hope you guys reconsider this fine educator, and I hope that you allow him to finish out the rest of his educational journey, because I think the next generation of kids really need someone like him. Because I don't know if you guys realize, but man, this world is going to need someone like him helping guide the future people. Thank you.
Osiris?
I am a past student of the school that Mr. Hovey was a principal in last year. And I had joined middle school since 7th grade, so I was there for both of my years. And I had came out of a school that was really, I guess, not very supportive. And that was for elementary school, so it really made me not trust the rest of the teachers. And the first day I had came in, he was at the gate, and he was greeting students in. And I mean, I really felt like that's something it wasn't his, I guess, he wasn't forced to do it. He did it because he felt like he needed to do it. And I think that making him leave of something that he really made a difference in and made an impact into other students would be horrible, because there's students I know right now that are currently in the middle school, and they're struggling, which I don't know in what ways to describe it, but in their personal ways, they're trying to find out what they want to do, what they are, who they are. And I had those struggles too when I was going through middle school. And the only person who I thought I could talk to was Mr. Hovey, which he would listen. He would listen. He would give the best advice he could. He really supported me through those 2 years, which I thought I didn't have a place in. And as some of the kids already came up here, I'm also in band. And the first year I had entered, I was with Mr. Cowan, and I didn't like my instrument at all. I was forced into the instrument from my past elementary teacher, and Mr. Hovey had helped me find the passion for my instrument again. He would tell me that instrument, it's cool, it's great, it sounds amazing, and I'm really grateful for that, because I'm currently in the marching band as well, my second year, and I'm continuing playing that instrument, and I feel like I could make bigger impact as he did. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, next speaker is Shauna Simon.
Hello, I'm Shauna Simon. I'm from Grand Terrace. Now, my son, he's in 8th grade right now, but he had Mr. Hovey when he was in 7th grade. Now, coming from Terrace View Elementary, I was really nervous. Me and my husband, we were very nervous about sending our child to Terrace Hills. But once we sent him, right away, we seen Mr. Hovey. Every day we were able to see him. We were at any time able to get out, talk to him, ask him any kind of questions, ask him about the school, like, what are they doing about this? What are you guys doing about this? And he was able to answer me. If he wasn't able, he said, I'll find out for you. And he would let us know. That made me feel very safe to send my child. If it wasn't for him being there, being so personal with us as parents, I wouldn't have felt so safe. So I think he did a remarkable thing with these children. I too was part of PTSA. I seen how the kids reacted with him. They were not trying to dodge him. They were coming up, talking to him. They were giving him high fives. He was talking to him. He was always among all of the children, all the time. He was always there, seeing what was going on. If there was a problem with some particular children, he would take them aside, and they would have a little small talk, and everything was okay. That's what kind of person he was. That's what kind of person he was with the children. So I'm not completely sure what's going on, why he keeps getting demoted, should I say. But I think we need to stop doing that to him because I think he deserves to have that respect where it belongs, where he belongs. And I could also tell you that when he got demoted and taken out of our school at Terrace Hills Middle School, the teachers were mad. They were very upset. The parents were very upset. We were all very upset because we didn't know why. We had suspicions on maybe it had to do with some of the problems that were going on in the school, but those problems did not have to do with him. Kids will be kids. They will make mistakes. It's us as adults, it's him as a principal to make those mistakes and go, hey, why did you do this? Correct it. I believe he would have done that with those kids. He was there. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, this concludes our public comment. We appreciate everyone that came out and spoke today. And like I said, we can't respond, but we have listened to your concerns. Okay, we are now moving on to action session 4.0 action items. Any board members would like to have an item to be considered separately? Okay, if not, I'm going to pull action item 4.2 for separate consideration. Is there a motion to approve action items 4.1 through 4.44 with the exception of 4.2?
So move.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion from Board Member Joanne Ojeda and second by Board Member Fuentes to approve action items 4.1 through 4.4 with the exception of 4.2. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay. And all those who wish to abstain? Okay. On motion by Board Member Thoring Ojeda and Board Member Fuentes and carried on a 6-0 vote, the board approved action items 4.1 through 4.44 with the exception of 4.2. Okay. Action item 4.2. Is there a motion to approve action item 4.2? It's a resolution number 2580, board compensation for missed meeting for Ms. Sandoval.
I'll move it.
Okay. Okay, I have a motion by Board Member Fuentes, and I need a second. Second by Ms. Thoring Ojeda to approve action item 4.2. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Abstain? Okay. On motion by Board Member Fuentes and second by Board Member Ojeda and carried on a, if you can help me, Joanne, here, 5-0 vote, with Board Member Sandoval abstaining, the board approved action item 4.2. Moving on to 5.0, administrative reports. For administrative reports, 5.1 through 5.6, are there any questions or comments from board members? Okay. With no questions, then we will move on to item 5.7, facilities. We do not have a facilities update today. Item 5.8, ACE update. I would like to invite our ACE president, Parachi, to present.
Good evening, Board President Flores. Oh, it is still Flores. Board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, member of the audience. My name is Christina Parachi, and I have the honor to represent Teacher Union ACE. First, I want to thank you for approving the health benefits MOU. Health benefits are one of the most critical supports we provide to our members, and I want to emphasize just how much the MOU meant to them, to all of us, actually. In fact, it was ratified with the highest turnout we've ever seen since I've been involved in the union, and that's 21 years. The level of engagement truly speaks to how valued and impactful this agreement was, so again, thank you. Secondly, welcome back. I hope you had a restful and enjoyable spring break. I know I did. I caught up on all the Netflix movies. As for negotiations, I like to share that things are moving along productively. This year, the entire contract was opened for review. Between ACE and the district, we are working through 14 articles, 6 brought forward by the district and 8 by ACE, along with all 7 appendices. It has been a collaborative and thorough process, and I'm hopeful that by our next scheduled meeting, April 23rd, we are done. So yesterday we had negotiations, and both chairs got called to my office because they didn't finish. So I'm hoping that we finish 2024, 2025. It is, we did move fast. Usually the whole contract spills into the next year, but we've been hearing Ms. Harrow every year, you gotta finish before the school ends, so we're working on it. Thank you as always, and for your ongoing support and for your commitment.
Thank you. Okay, next up is the CSEA President, Wadarama. No report. Okay, MAC update. No update. ROP update. No update. Oh, moving right along. Okay, we are now at the superintendent's communique.
Thank you, Vice President Flores. Good evening, everybody. And so I don't have a whole lot of my communique this evening, and I wanted to welcome everybody back. First week of school, and this week has gone pretty quickly here. I know we could have used an extra week, right? Everybody out there? Okay, no? All right, I guess not, but anyways, we're back and we're excited about having everybody back for this first week. So thank you, everybody, for being a professional and serving our kids as you do out there. So I do want to start with the board's favorite, our favorite special board meeting time. We do annually do a board self-evaluation, or the board does their self-evaluation, rather. And so recently I sent board correspondence and to schedule a special board meeting for the purpose of, again, annually conducting the board's annual self-evaluation. That was a double whammy there. Anyway, so we have met with our facilitator who's done this for us for several years, the wonderful, amazing Gary Rutherford. So we've asked him to lead, again, this important session with the board to conduct the board self-evaluation and its ongoing commitment to improve the effectiveness of the governance team, and then continuous improvement, which is a process that we use in our district. So here's what we're proposing. So we asked the board to respectfully consider these times. And so we want to get this done in May before Gary goes off to Hawaii on vacation. And so we're looking at these dates: Monday, May 5th, 3 p.m., Tuesday, May 6th at 3 p.m., and then either Wednesday, May 7th at 5 p.m. here at the PLC. We're looking at a couple of hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours possibly, to conduct the self-evaluation and workshop with the school board. So that's my proposal.
Does the board have a preference?
I was just going to ask, in the past, we've done it like on a board meeting day before, so we're not out 2 days. Was that not an option this time because he's going on vacation or something?
Yeah, exactly. That was the issue. So we apologize for that, but that was what we really looked at. We understand that. So he does send his apologies for that issue.
We have those 3 dates available. Anybody would like to eliminate any, or?
I'm okay with Tuesday, May 6th.
Okay. Tuesday's good? Okay. Ms. Sandoval? Tuesday? All right. Okay, there we go. You have your answer.
All right, thank you very much,
Tuesday,
Daisy.
May 6th.
Okay, we'll put it on the board's calendar, and we'll connect with Mr. Rutherford and or Gary, and we'll start planning and send the material out to the school board as soon as we have that ready for the self-evaluation and workshop. All right. So very excited for the next one here. Our last community cabinet, this is going to be the final gathering of the year. And I'll tell you, Eric Perez, our communication specialist with Katie Arloff, the director, are just planning this incredible event. No pressure, right, Katie? So we're going to be hosting this event here Wednesday, April 30th at 10 o'clock. And so we're going to feature, and we really thought about a resource fair idea and concept. So, of course, we're going to be here for about an hour inside here to celebrate student achievements, always focusing on that piece since that's part of our vision. And then second, we want to explore a variety of community and district resources. So we're going to set up outside those community resources, our vendors, and we have a lot of partners in Colton, so we want to make sure that our community is aware of that. And then activities, it's going to be fun, engaging, interactive. We just want to go out this year. Our motto, swim for success, every student, every day. We're gonna go with that. Eric is already posting stuff on social media. We're asking people to wear their favorite Dodger jersey. Well, not just Dodger jersey, but their jersey, since that's how we started the year, and make it fun for everybody. So we do need a favor. We do need folks to RSVP so we can get numbers. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we're going to have food out there. We're going to, we're still working it out, but either a food truck, something fun, food, so we get some people out here. So please RSVP so that we can get a count. We can plan, have fun, and go out with a bang this year. So thank you to Eric, thank you to Katie, and the team that has done an incredible job this year with our community cabinet. So last, but certainly not least, is pencil, pen, and brush. I mean, this is what it's about students' art, not just art, but showcasing students' amazing talent. We have amazing talent in our district that just blows you away when you see the art, and not just the art, but the writing, because this is also about writing. And so you need to mark your calendars. The annual Pencil, Pen, and Brush showcase is taking place Wednesday, April 16th at Joe Baca Middle School. This event, again, is an incredible opportunity to witness the talent that we have in our district. And so I just want to thank Ed Services for organizing, hosting, and this very inspirational event. We just hope that all of you can come and join us to celebrate the students' creativity and artistic accomplishments. So with that, that is all I have this evening. Ms. Flores, thank you very
so much. Okay, we are moving on now to board member comments. Board Member Ibarra.
Thank you, Bertha. I just want to welcome everyone back from spring break. Hopefully everybody had a good, restful time, spent time with family and loved ones, and look forward to this last half of the school year, and I usually call it the slide because we slide right into graduation and it goes so quickly. So look forward to getting to our graduations, which will be here in very shortly, in weeks. So just want to say welcome back, and hopefully we're all ready to tackle what's coming up in the next few weeks. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Haro.
I want to ditto what Mr. Ibarra said, welcome back. And as he said, these next few weeks are just going to go fly by. So welcome back and thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Haro. Board Member Fuentes.
Thank you, Vice President Flores. So this past week, myself and actually Ms. Flores had the opportunity to attend the CABEC conference, which is the California Association for Bilingual Education. We had a great time. We went to many sessions. We heard about all the different opportunities that are out there for our ELDs, our dual immersion, multilingual. They talked about how we could brand our schools and actually name our schools a dual immersion school on the outside of the school so that the community would would identify that as a dual immersion school, and that would be like a brand for the school. So there was a variety of great sessions. And this was the 50th anniversary for CABE. So for 50 years, CABE has been advocating for our multilingual students, our ELD students, our dual immersion students, parents alike. I went to a parent session where they talked about, they have a program that many of our Latino or Hispanic families that have studied in their countries, Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, etc., there's an opportunity for them to bring their degrees, bring them here and get them certified so that they're able to become teachers, able to become engineers here in the United States. So there's opportunities like that they were talking about. There was many parents that said, well, I have a degree as an engineer, but I can't, do my job as an engineer here in the United States. So this program brings the opportunity, I think it's like 6 months, and they'll bring the degrees that they have, they go through the program, and then they'll get certification through the state of California to become those engineers, the teachers, et cetera. So that was a great session that I went to. I kid you not, it was like a 2.5-hour session, but there was a lot of great information, and I know Vice President Bertha went to many sessions also, and she, we learned a lot. There was a lot to learn, but also later in the evening they had special dinner invitations. So I was getting phone calls and emails about if I was going to go to a certain event the second day that we were there, and I didn't know why. And so I did go to the event, and while we were at the event, I was given a medallion. Back in 2013, and I think my daughters were still at Grimes Elementary School, I was Parent of the Year for CABE. And and I brought the plaque here, so I would like to share it with everybody. It was February 13th through the 16th of 2003, Israel Fuentes Parent of the Year Award, California Association for Bilingual Education. And at this conference, they ended up giving me this medallion. So I got this medallion in honor, and on the back of it, it says, I made history with CABE. So there was about 54 parents that they have honored throughout the 50 years of CABE. And this is the plaque that I got 12 years ago with CABE, and it says Voices for Change. And every year it's a different topic, a different design. This year they had this beautiful design. I don't know if you got to see it, but I was honored to represent Colton Joint Unified School District back in 2013 as Parent of the Year for CABE. I think Mr. Armendariz was still our superintendent back then. And I just wanted to share this because a lot of our parents a lot of times say they can't, but we can. And it doesn't matter who you are and where you come from, you always have the opportunity to do something, to say something, to become someone. And I wanted to share this with everybody today. This has been in my office for 12 years on my wall. I literally had to take a little bit of the dust off of it because they've been working on my roof on the house. And but I was honored to have this. I was honored to get this plaque. Actually, the president of CABE, Dr. Raul Maldonado, is actually the person who actually gave me the medal, shook my hand. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll be able to see those pictures. So I wanted to share this with everybody. I am honored to be part of Colton Joint Unified as a parent, as a former parent, because my girls are now in college, and now I'm a board member, and I will always advocate for our kids. No matter what, I will put my hands in the fire for each and every one of our students, parents, and staff. And again, honored to be able to have these awards. Welcome back, everyone. Have a great weekend. God bless you guys.
Okay, thank you. Board Member Thoring Ojeda.
Want to say welcome back to everyone, and I hope you did have a wonderful vacation and are ready to, how did you put it, slide down the end of the year? It goes so quickly. But thank you for all that you do for our kids, and I hope that the end of this school year is a positive one for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Sandoval.
Say welcome back to everyone. Thank you.
And for myself, I just want to address professional development that our teachers receive for specifically language acquisition with our English learners and all kids. They all need the English language acquisition. There is a strategy called GLAD. And Wendy, if I get this wrong, you can help me with it, but it's Guided Language Acquisition Development? No? Am I close? Okay. Okay. And what this is trainings that teachers receive to increase the talking that kids do in the classroom, whether it's about science, social studies, English, and reading. And one thing I can tell you that once the teachers receive this training, and you walk into a classroom of a teacher that practices these strategies, you can see the academic language just bouncing off the walls. And I truly love going into a classroom where I see evidence of the strategies, the GLAD strategies. So I'm looking forward to seeing more trainings and looking forward to walking more classrooms and seeing these in action. Lastly, we lost a very dear person in our district this past week, Mr. Frank Acosta, most commonly known as Señor Acosta. Señor Acosta majored in Spanish with a minor in French, earning his Bachelor of Arts degree in June of 1968 from the University of California, Riverside. He was hired by the Colton Joint Unified School District on September 2nd, 1969, as a Spanish teacher at Terrace Hills Middle School. He was assigned to, he was there at Terrace Hills Middle School, and then he was assigned to Colton Junior High, which later became Colton Middle School, as a Spanish teacher in 1971. During his tenure at Colton Middle School, he taught Spanish, reading, English, bilingual language arts, and math. And he served on a number of advisory roles and on various committees, including National Junior Honor Society, DJ Club, AVID, Project Upbeat, Photography Club, Yearbook, Site Council, and Leadership Team. And something that is dear to my heart is the Inland Empire Future Leaders, which he worked with very closely with Dr. Tom Rivera, who also has left us. Working with 8th and 9th graders, they are selected, and then they go to, in the summer, they attend a week-long conference where the kids come back different in a very positive way. And him and Dr. Rivera did this year after year. And there's many adults now that have gone through this program, and they have seen the difference that made in their life, and they are continuing that legacy with, with our 8th and 9th graders. He continued his extraordinary career at Colton Middle School and remained until his retirement in June 2010. And Señor Acosta, through his successful leadership, civic commitment, and strong belief that children are our most precious resource and that every child deserves an equal chance to succeed, had been and continued to be a valued and timeless role model for our students. On April 21st, 2011, in recognition of Mr. Frank Acosta's contributions to the district, the Board of Education of the Colton Joint Unified School District expressed their grateful appreciation for his dedication by naming the Frank Acosta Multipurpose Room at Colton Middle School in honor of a remarkable person, outstanding teacher, and role model. Until his retirement in June 2010, Mr. Acosta taught at Colton Middle School for 39 years and taught a total of 41 years in our district. He will be missed, and I would like to have a moment of silence to end this meeting and to show our love and appreciation for this wonderful man. The board will now adjourn into closed session to discuss the items listed on the closed session agenda. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, we are back from closed session. We are moving on to item 9.1, student discipline revocation. There was one student discipline item presented in closed session. Is there a motion to uphold the expulsion orders as presented?
So moved.
Okay. Is there a second? Okay. I have a motion by Board Member Fuentes and a second by Board Member Ibarra to uphold the expulsion order as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay? Abstain. On motion of Board Member Fuentes and Board Member Ibarra and carried on a 6-0 vote, the board voted to uphold the expulsion order as presented. And the student number? 105-1119. Item 9.2, student matters, interdistrict attendance application. Okay, there are two student interdistrict application appeal items presented in closed session. Is there a motion to overturn the denial decision and approve the interdistrict applications and allowing attendance students to remain at McKinley Elementary?
I'll move.
Okay. Is there a second? Okay. I have a motion by Board Member Fuentes and a second by Board Member Sandoval to overturn the appeal decision as presented. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining? On motion of Board Member Fuentes and Board Member Sandoval and carried on a 6-0 vote, the board overturned the previous appeal decision of the two students as presented. Student numbers 104-50032, 104-54513. Okay, the board approves the application. The students will continue to attend Willow McKinley. Item 9.3. Okay. Let me see if I can get this. On a motion by Board Member, just give me a minute here. On a motion by Board Member Fuentes and second by Board Member Ibarra, the board, oops, sorry, I got lost here. On a motion by Board Member Fuentes and seconded by Board Member Ibarra and carried on a 6-0 vote, the board approved the following. Certificated coaches, 1, head varsity flag football boys. Certificated regular staff, 2, activities director teacher, classified coaches, 9, assistant pep squad director, co-ed, head junior varsity football boys, head junior varsity volleyball girls, head varsity cross country co-ed, junior varsity football assistant boys, varsity flag football assistant co-ed, 2, varsity football assistant boys, 2, volunteer coaches, 2, baseball boys, football boys, volunteers, 20, general, 19, and workability, 1. Okay, we are adjourning the meeting in memory of Frank Acosta at 7:08.